Hello there, folks. How are we doing today? Now I see one person on. Let's know who you are. We'd love to know. Hopefully my mic's on. Hey, how's it going, Weston? I'm finally able to get outside. And it's like 70-something degrees here today and gorgeous. So I figure, what the hey, I'll just see if my phone will work outside. John Oswaldo. John from Minnesota. I couldn't remember your name from the tournament, but when you said Minnesota, I knew who you were. Thanks for joining, guys. And Cody King, he's always hopping around in here. I'm still learning this long draw, so I don't hit very much with this thing. Oh, I actually got one. Pardon the noise. My neighbor over there is building a deck on the back of his house because the old one was about to fall off. So he's hard at work. He's actually, I don't know if you can see it. Nope. There's a house just right over there, just off screen, and it's an abandoned house. The lady that lived there was never came out, and by the time she died, it was not habitable. And so he's actually bought that house, and he's going to tear it down soon and build a fancy, pretty new house. And probably raise my property taxes a bunch. Yeah, Weston, that's my neighbor putting a deck on the back of his house. He comes by to see me. Sometimes his dog runs out and barks at me. Nice black lab. Hopefully that's not too distracting. He's going to do some work on my house for me this summer. I rebuilt my 3-season porch on the front of the house last year. I had somebody do it, or 2 years ago, and needed to put some siding back on the house. My front porch was about to fall off the house. And a guy came out and put new footers in and replaced a lot of rotten wood, and he came out and put the siding. My friend over here came out and put the siding back on, and I got some trellis in my garage. to install whenever he has some time this year. But Weston, I don't know if you can see. I'm trifolded, buddy. Thanks to you and Josh telling me how to do it and showing me that's the way the cool people do it. So, and I don't really, on the long draw, I really don't have to tweak the pouch. If I try and shoot that dang pickle fork, I do, and I just can't master it yet. But I'm getting there. Next time I'm at the church, which will probably be later this week, I will pull out the bow sling and shoot some archery with it. Which should be fun. I shot a few shots with it the other day. Still got to get my accuracy down. It's a much bigger frame than I'm used to. So I'm going to have to work on that anchor point. AG, whoever you are, we don't do politics here. Take that conversation elsewhere. We're here to have fun right now. This is our escape from the world. Oh, they last longer trifolded. I didn't know that. Well, for long draw, I will make them that way. I like the way they work my way, the bifold on the short draw. So I will continue to do that. And Hawk, Mr. Weston, after I got back from the tournament, I ordered a chronograph. So I'm going to make equal sets of bands for short draw, from pink and purple. Same length, same taper, same everything. I'm going to put a weight meter on them and see what the draw is, if there's any difference. And we're going to put a speed test on them. Be a fun test. I'll make sure to record it or do it on a live. I don't know if anybody's done that comparison on your pink and purple. Other than you just saying the purple's a little stronger. Ooh, got that big one. That's all I really shoot at now until I get the confidence and I can hammer it. I'll occasionally shoot at something else. Let's shoot at that chicken. On the bottom of my target there, the two on the left towards me are two that Ron Porter gave me. Some of his leather creations. So I figure if I put them on the box out here in the weather, made out of leather, and pound on them a little bit, it should do a good test. Stats 3.8, gonna compare ammo brands. I like that idea. Oh, I got it. I personally bought, what was it? 2,000 rounds of 8mm. Yeah, Weston, that's that girly stuff that doesn't drop like you say. I bought 2,000 rounds of that before the tournament. I think I paid like 25 or 30 bucks for it. I think that was a pretty decent price. Got a little bit of wind. Occasionally I get some band flutter, but not too bad. Oh, I got it. I got my finger too on some band slap. It's funny, I get band slap on my thumb. Not sure why. Oh, I got that one. I think that's it's either a 30 or a 40. I like to nerd out on something. For a 64-year-old Weston, Mr. Hawk, I'm about as big a nerd as they come for my age. I'm a boomer, but I can build you a computer if you want. There's a twin engine plane flying over. Sorry, I'm an aviation nerd too. When planes fly over, I stop and look. Occasionally, there's an Air Force base in Madison about 30 minutes away. When the weather is right, their landing pattern takes them right over our house. Nothing like the sound of freedom from the F-35s. Yeah, buddy. And where I work is like a mile away from the runway. So when they take off and land, that roar comes right over my building sometimes. Hey, Scorgan, good to see you, man. You're the one up in Canada, right? You must still have some snow on the ground. We're like 70 degrees today. That's why I'm outside instead of in the basement of my church. All right, let's shoot something else. Let me grab something. Hang on. I don't know if I've had this on a live yet. I have that little flip and pickle thing from Slingshot. It's a great way to learn pickle fork, but I can't hold it that well. Oh, 50 degrees, that's shootable. Get outside and shoot, man. Once we're done here, of course. Anyway, that flip and pickle from Slingshot. I've been trying to learn on that, and I'm doing okay. I break my fundamentals way too often. And on the free table on Saturday late, or maybe it was even Sunday, I go up there and this thing's hanging on there. Doop, doop, doop. I don't know who made it. Somebody said Fast Eddie. I don't know who Fast Eddie is. Anyway, it's got a little bigger gap, same width as the pickle fork. And I said, let's beat that thing up instead of that plastic one. Maybe because it's wood, I'll be able to see if I get a frame hit a little bit better. Yeah, the plane was a lot of fun. If it would have been less wind, it would have been a lot more fun. That wind is why I crashed so much, because that plane is not made for that much wind. But it's like, what the hey? It's going to die, whether it's from a slingshot or me. And so it's sitting in my upstairs bedroom in what I call my hangar. I got about 10 or 12 planes in there. And it will be disassembled with a cutting knife, pull all the electronics out, and go build something else. Because that's what we do. Whoop. Oh, stop it, wind. Go away. That's right. I got a small frame, so I got to move my anchor point up. Me, Scorgan, Paul, and I think part-time plinker are from Comedia. I see a Canadian flag. Is that like Canada? Glad you guys like my video. And like I said in the video, I was having too much fun to stop and make video. I had to actually make myself stop and do it. I've got another version of the plane stuff coming out that is just the plane by itself, and that will go on the Facebook page and be promoted to my RC friends and to the company that makes that foam board kit for the plane that I was flying. It's called Flight Test. In fact, I got their hoodie on, Flight Test. They're out of Ohio. They make RC planes affordable and cheap, and their idea is to get families together through the love of RC. Good folks. I've met the owners and the people that run it a couple of times. So I will be taking the parts and building something else from them, and depending on where MSS is next year, assuming I can make it, if there's enough room, there might be a bigger plane coming, because I got another one that's ready to retire too. I know the ATO mark is from Canada. Sorry, I just like to call it Canada. No offense. We all huddle close to the border for warmth. Today in church, my pastor was like, well, the weather's nice, but I was told we're getting 3 more foot of snow this week. It's like, bring it on, because he likes the cold. He likes the to be out in it. He actually runs a camp for the boys, and it's a survival camp where they learn to survive in the winter by building snow shelters and igloos. And he will live out in it if he could. His wife doesn't buy into it quite the way he does, but he likes the cold. I tolerate it. Now that I have a snowblower that can keep up, it's not as bad. I still can't shoot this thing for squat. But at least I'm not killing myself and hitting my hand. Whoop! That one hit something and curved down and hit the ground. No, didn't break the bands yet. I have trouble holding these things. The skinny frames get me. I gotta go pull those shirts down. The setup over there, my Catchbox, has just a little bit of lean back, so the shirts don't hang down and flutter quite so good. After I got home from the tournament, I had money left over that I didn't spend, and I went on Omega Slings, and they have a 6x8 foot mesh tarp for a backstop. It has the rivets and everything in it, so it's only like 68 bucks. So I ordered it, so it will be replacing all of that wood. I just need to get one of those pounders for the T-bars. I got some that are buried there that I need to dig up, and I will be setting that up very soon. Oh, I got it. I got it. I think I made these bands a little long just so I can get used to it, and then I'll slowly shorten them as I get better at this pickle thing. Do I need to know how to shoot pickle? No. I think that one got the frame and bounced somewhere. Cool thing is, if it bounces over there and hits that lady's house, it's no big deal because it's vacant. It's getting torn down within a couple of weeks. And then I got to be careful when they start building the new one. I don't want to bust anything up there. Carol Chamberlain said hi. Hello. Try the crosshair drill. I made it up one day. It really helped me leaning the tweaking and high reference. You need to talk to me about that, Weston. I remember you told me that when you first started shooting long draw, you just took a bunch of bands and went out in the woods. Whoop. That was a frame hit, and it hit the shed in her backyard over there. I'm open. I'm listening. I just don't know what you're talking about. Feel free, if it's too much to say here, feel free to shoot me a message on Facebook Messenger or somewhere else. I haven't come across whatever that is you're talking about. It's shooting real high. That was to resolve my fork hits because I hit everyone's house around me. Yeah, that's what I'm scared of, because I'm in a downtown neighborhood without a lot of room, and the reason I don't shoot the way I used to from my back door is because right there is a tire repair and auto repair store, and I got tired of fork hits hitting the store or the roof. Whew, I got it. I use a half trampoline like Hicks, works great, and a ton of real estate. Yep, that's on my list too. I'm keeping my eye out for when the weather's a little bit better. There's tons of them on Facebook Marketplace for free. So they're very well could end up being, people are going to drive by my house and think I got a junkyard on the side of my garage. And it's like, spite me, I don't care. All right, we're going to have to get something else out here in a minute. Yeah, we're not throwing these up with the authority of my other slingshots. I made these bands intentionally a little longer than they needed to be. Let's get one more hit on that big one, and then we'll do something else. Raking Raccoon. Howdy. Is there a raccoon in your life, Mr. Raking Raccoon? I'll tell you a raccoon story. That wasn't what I was aiming at, but I hit it. A year ago last winter, so that would be the winter of 24-25. I had a raccoon get on my roof and decide to put a hole in it about that big. So I had to get a new roof. But I would wake up because I could hear him up there, and I would take my slingshot out and some clay. And I would shoot him until I could get him to come down. And there was one time he was coming down the chimney, which you can see right there. It's brick chimney, so that's how he's getting up there. He's climbing up the chimney. And I was like literally on the ground, point blank range, just hitting his butt with clay all the way down. All the way down. Oh, got it. And then he came down, and you can't see it. There's a tree just right over there. He came down and crawled up into the crotch of the tree and curled all up in a little ball. So I started shooting him in the butt, and I'm like 10 feet away. I'm like really close. And he'd turn around and lick his butt. And then I walked around the side, and I looked at him. I had a light on my hat, and I saw his little beady eyes. And I smacked him right in the noggin. And he screamed and yelled, jumped down, and ran over behind me into the little ditch and down into the storm sewer, which is probably where he came from. Hey, Andy. I'm trying this fork I got off the free table. Da-da-da-da. I hold it better than I do the flip and pickle. I love everything Simple Shot, but that fork just doesn't fit my hand very well. Oh, we have 15 people on. By the way, make sure you like, subscribe to my channel if you haven't. I got some cool news, and I will have it in a video as soon as all the paperwork's done. Once Simple Shot gets their paperwork together, I'm going to have an affiliate link. Because I talk about them so much. Nathan Master said, we need to set you up as an affiliate. And I said, I'm down. So when people buy stuff from Simple Shot via my link, once I get it, I will get a teeny little commission. Come on, Win, stop it. All right, Andy, this is for you, buddy. This is for you. Andy, look at that. Remember that freebie on the table? It had a $5 tag on it. Da, 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 da. I'm going to learn speed shooting. I'm coming for you, Andy. I'm coming for you, buddy. I was doing all right, except I was dropping more ammo than I was hitting. So let's give this a whirl, shall we? Yeah, they do. They kind of go. You could probably hear them on my microphone. All right, Andy, please don't laugh at this, all right? I'm trying to figure this whole hand thing out. I saw a video on the internet about it. Oh, I just dropped 3 right there. I got too many in my hand. Go hit the frame. I'm not any competition yet, Andy. Oh, not even close. Well, I hit something. Not close. I'm dropping a lot. One of the bands popped the other day, and when I redid it, they're a little shorter. I need to make them a little longer. I can't get a good draw out of it. I'm not hitting anything, but I'm shooting fast. So what I'm saying is, Andy, I'm no threat to you yet. I haven't hit a single target. Although I did order some BB pouches from Slingshot for a speed setup, and I believe I will be able to hold the ammo really well through those pouches like I know Andy does. These are a little big, so it's kind of hard. I keep hitting the chicken, and I'm not even aiming for it. I'm aiming for that big target. Let's shoot out this ammo. This piece of crap pulley slingshot works pretty good though, except I can't get a good draw on it, so I'm having to shoot a little short. I just need to figure the aim out on it. All right, last shot. I think problem is I'm not practice with BBs, Andy. I shoot 8mm already. I don't really. I got some I got some 7mm, 1/4 inch. We pick up all the ones I dropped. Where'd you guys go? That's how many I dropped. Anyway, I got a year to work on it, Andy. Thanks for telling me to go get that one. I know Josh Hicks threw one of these in the woods. But for what it is, it'll get me started. And if I get good enough at it, I will order. They make a version of this that's metal. Or I may look for that one on GZK, I think, that's for speed shooting. Anyway, it's kind of fun. I can like show off to people and junk. I just got to learn the whole hand thing. And part of my problem is this finger here. I don't have much feeling from there down. As you can see, they're different sizes, and there's a lot of flesh missing on that finger. So it's kind of hard to do that thing. That's an accident from a remote control plane where I got very careless, and I lost a 1/4 inch off the end of my finger. All right, let's shoot the one that Danny Strites gave me. I'm not a big Natty fan, but I banded it up with Hawk's Purple, and I actually shoot pretty good with it. Don't get me wrong, I still like my Axiom X's. If I got to compete or show off, Axiom X is my sling of choice. But I used this in a slow motion video. I recorded one yesterday. Now I got to remember how to do my grip. I'm telling you folks, when I get that slow motion edited, I'm kind of sitting, waiting, hoping Simple Shot will come through with that affiliate link. When I do, I got to do it outside, and it was awesome footage. Awesome footage. So stay tuned for that. All right. It's high every time, same amount, time to move the anchor up. Oh, there we go. Okay, question. Anybody do archery out there? We got, holy crap, 21 people on. I never get 20 people on. This is my lucky day. Question for the archery people. In slingshots, we adjust our anchor based on the frame until it's dialed in and shoots right down the band as our target. Squat shot. How's it going, man? That's what we're taught. And that way you can aim right down the band and be on every time from the same anchor. But the archery program that I work in at my church, we make them all anchor right on their mouth and then adjust their aim up and down. So when I shoot, I have to shoot like 4 rings from the bullseye to get it anywhere near the bullseye. And I just don't feel that's very accurate. When you're just using a regular longbow, not a fancy crossbow with the sights and all that hunting stuff, but just a regular recurve or longbow, do you move your anchor up or down until you can shoot down the arrow at your target? It just seems to me that would work better. I don't know. I'm curious if anybody knows, if anybody does a lot, is really big in archery and has experimented with that. I'd love to hear from you because I'm going to try it. I had my pastor, who's a very good archer. I asked him about it. He said, no, don't go confusing them. It's like, well, once they find it, it's muscle memory. And they don't have to guess where the aim should be. They can aim right down the arrow at the target and call it good. So he shot a couple shots that were low and moved his anchor, and it moved the arrow. So I don't know. Just wanted to ask somebody in case there's anybody here that does archery. All right, who has a review? Knocking. For some reason, Cody, they did not... The algorithms of the YouTubes thought that was inappropriate. Don't ask me why. Man, I am shooting like crap today, but you know what? It's a beautiful day and I don't care, and I'm hanging out with my friends. Hopefully the quality's good because I'm running off my 5G instead of Wi-Fi. I think I got enough speed on there to do it. There we go. Boom. In archery, I used to shoot distance split finger, 3 under for target shooting. That's what we teach the kids, is 3 under, and then that holds the knock up against the little knock thing on the string. Whew, I'm starting to shoot it now. That's what we teach them. It's just, it seems if you use an anchor point that's at your mouth and you have to aim 1.5 feet down the target to get it to the bullseye, it just seems if you need to go for accuracy, it's going to be hard to do. It seems if we could move that anchor and put the tip of the arrow on the target, and then they learn that anchor just like we learn our anchor. Mine's right here on a 90mm frame. It just seems they would do better. But I'm not an archery expert. So, oh, thanks for piping in, Schmo, Mr. Jordan. Man, I got Weston, I got Jordan, I got Scorgan, I got Andy. I got all the celebs on today. I'm getting Andy and Josh like numbers too. I'm up to like 26. I never get 26 people in here. Make sure you guys go like this. Pardon the noise. My neighbor over there is building a deck on the back of his house. He's a good guy though. He bought the house next to me that's abandoned. He's going to tear it down and build a fancy new house and raise my property taxes. CH the Killer. Hope you're only killing appropriate things like rodents and food. Oh, I got that little simple shot chicken. I've never made it squawk like you did, Jordan, in your demo video. But I've hit it enough times, one of his legs is torn loose, and every now and then I get ammo down inside of it. As long as you can consistently shoot something, don't matter if it's wrong or right. Sling and clay, shot at 105mm frame, lights out with a bad speed bump. Yeah. And I remember at the tournament, Cody Landers, the guy that got like 2nd or 3rd in the amateur, he was shooting. Everybody was calling him out. When he shot, it was like this. And everybody says, shouldn't you hold that straight? And he goes, I've been doing this for a couple of years. This is the way I learned and it worked, so I'm not changing now. So next time I do the archery and actually put a bow in my hand, I'm going to do exactly that. I want to start monkeying around with my anchor. And if I start doing better, I'm going to smoke those little rats. I mean kids. But first, I got my sling bow that Jordan gave me, or he didn't give me. I gave him money and he gave me a sling bow. And I am going to get that dialed in and shooting well. Jordan, just an FYI, I did double band it with .7. Somebody put some .7 heavy duty bands on the free table. I brought them home. There's like that package they sell of 12. And I double banded it to make it 1.4, and I'm getting about an 18-pound pull. And the kids' bows are 20 pounds at max. So I'm right in their ballpark. Now I just got to, and I did go get one of those release things, because with this finger I can't hold that thing very well. Not at 20-pound pull. I cut that little piece off the back, or pulled it off, that holds, that you hold on to pull it back. And it seems to do all right. Anyway, that was thanks to Danny Sprite. I called him Sprite on a video yesterday, like he's a soft drink or something. Anyway, I'm not a Natty fan, but that thing shoots pretty good. All right, I haven't shot these much since I got back. And look, I'm promoting Weston here. I got both. Both of them are fairly new, but I think I made the purple ones like a 1/4 inch longer. String walk it, keep your anchor, adjust your string hold. Ah, so you mean the little doohickey on the string, that the little plastic piece or whatever, it's wrapped in something, they use a lighter to seal it, that you knock the arrow to. Is that what you're talking about? If so, they wouldn't like me doing that, because they have the little gauge to get it centered, so it's always in the right place. I'd probably have to have my own bow or something. Maybe I'll just stick with the sling bow and learn to smoke them with that thing. Thank you, Jordan, very much. All right, something I know how to shoot now. And I still missed. Anybody know how Andy did down at the Savannah River thing? Did he bring home another trophy? One finger above the knock. So the arrow gets knocked right up against that little bump. Putting one finger over it is going to help. It seems if it's knocked again the same spot on the string, it's not going to change your trajectory. Again, I'm not an archery whiz. I just took a course so I could teach kids how to shoot basic archery. I know enough to be dangerous, and not very dangerous at that. Always liked it, just never did it. I always lived in a city where I couldn't really do that stuff. Boom, I smacked that sucker. Anyway, thanks for the help. I got things to try now. Pink bands from Mr. Weston. Oh, I just shaved that little one. I think that's a 40. Oh, I got her good. All right. It's for fun, guys, because I'm outside now and I can do it. Let's go shoot some off, because I can shoot them off now. Let's go. Let me get my tripod here. I can leave them slingshots on the ground. All right, here we go. You can see more of my environment here. Okay, this is about 25 yards. And let me zoom in a little bit, maybe that'll help. I'm literally in the parking lot of the car repair store. the one I hit when I would get frame hits. So I have a coffee can right next to my target. That's what I like to shoot at for the 25 yards. Yeah, it's low, but it's better than nothing. Nailed her. Smacked it. I'm not ready to try this with the long draw. I'm not accurate enough yet. Nope, that got the wood. Oop, hit it again. Just get the kids into slings. It's the new archery. Yeah, but they don't have tournament. Well, I can't say they don't have tournaments. It's part of the NASP program, and there's no tournaments that happen like 5 times a year within a 20-minute drive from your house like in archery. Of course, we haven't taken any to a tournament yet. I see what you're saying. I'm trying to get kids into it. I have this one kid that's a pretty good shooter in the archery. And he's a dead eye with the BB guns because we're doing BB guns now. And he gets mad if he doesn't get a 50 on the target. He asks me constantly about the slingshot, about the different. He just asks me questions constantly. And I say, Matthew, I'll teach you how to shoot. No, it's okay. I'll stick with bows and guns. His grandpa's a big gun guy, and he's actually got a 100-foot shooting range in his backyard for guns. And remember, was it probably 4 or 5 years ago, I was out there shooting my 22 and my concealed carry 9mm, and the kid shooting a 22 that was way too big for him, and he shot the, we had a used shotgun shell, and he shot the middle of it, shot it right down the hole. I couldn't do it, and that was from 100 feet. So 30, 40 yards. Oh, I'm hitting that can pretty good. Anyway, this is what my new setup's like. So I can actually practice decent stuff. See if I can hit that big spinner. Ooh, a little high. I need to put an 8-inch. I need to get an 8-inch saw blade. Practice on that because that's what we had at the tournament. We'll have to change that. I agree, Hawk. If they saw you guys, you and Josh, shooting that long draw and smoking those targets with those little pickle forks and junk, I think they might be onto something. They would be interested. Oh, I got the chicken, even though I wasn't aiming at him. Trying to hit that big 80mm. If I can get where I can hit an 80mm at 25 yards, I will smoke the tournament on the long next year. It's pretty hard. If I put an 8-inch plate up there or a bowl, I will get it a fair number of times. All right, we got to get it one time, man. Got to get it one time. Oh, that was just off to the right, but I had my level right. Of course, I can blame it on the wind, right? Oh, I think I hit the string it was on. That was pretty darn close. Ooh, nailed that sucker. Last one to hit the like button's a dirty rotten egg. I agree. Alexander Hassel. Hello, Alex. How are you? Hello. All right. That's enough of this long stuff. Just because I feel weird out here. All right. Let's go back. Oh. All right, just so you guys know my setup, Let me zoom back out. That's the abandoned house that's getting torn down within a couple of weeks. They just need to get the zoning and everything for it fixed up. And from what I understand, when she moved out, he went in there because he was going to try and buy it. And he said you would have to literally gut the house to be able to fix it. There was trash lining all the walls, so there's mold growing all up it. All the electrical was hanging out. There was no hot water. There was a hole in the bathroom floor, and there's not even a basement, so there was still a hole in it. So it was, it's not habitable. Even though it's got a $20,000 new roof, she got screwed on that one. It's going to be torn down shortly in a big fancy house. And there's my neighbor over there working on his yard. It's here. Here's a turn around. There's the auto repair store in my backyard. This is where I live. And that's a man cave over there. It used to be a liquor store, and it closed down, and the dude bought it, and he's got a crazy man cave over there for watching football and doing stuff. So he's invited me in there a couple of times. He's always coming over asking me what to shoot. He held up a beer can one day and told me to shoot at it. I said, no, if I miss, I'm going to hit your window. Dude, 50 people on. Wow. All right. And then there's my neighbor across the street. His house is like in bad shape, and he can't do much to it because it's asbestos siding. And there's my house and my driveway, and back to my target area. Let me fix it a little bit better. You see that fencing in there? That is an old dog run from the previous owners. And I don't have a dog. And it's just sat there all these years because I am not a fixer-upper. I'm not a yard person. If you saw my yard, it's mostly mud and creeping Charlie. And so I don't like yard work. What's that car? Which one are you talking about? The one that was in the driveway? Oh, the one over by the liquor store? The old liquor store? That is an old Pontiac convertible. That's one of his little toys. And it's not in the greatest shape. We had a windstorm the other day, and it just shredded his cover. He had a cover for it, and it actually scraped a bunch of tape or paint off the back fender. So it's all right. He drives it maybe once a year. Doesn't start very good. Yeah, that's what that is. That's a Pontiac. He's got a pedal car over there that you can't see. It's like a Camaro or a Corvette. It's really cool. People come by walking their dogs, and they'll stop and look at it because it's so cool. And he's had people offer him big money for that thing. But anyway, that's my setup. It will be nicer shortly as soon as I get my package from Omega Slings and I'm able to fix things and put my nice mesh backdrop. And who knows, maybe I'll get a trampoline and do a Josh Hicks kind of thing. That's what I really want to do. Boom. Be a good neighbor, remove the windows for him. Sorry, I just saw that because there were some comments I didn't see. That would be fun when it's time to tear it down. But I don't know if they're going to take some of those windows out and maybe sell them or something, because some of them are terrible, the windows. It's just the house itself is bad. Because she was on dialysis, home dialysis, and her son, who was autistic, lived with her and neither one could take care of each other. And since COVID, I think I saw her come out of the house, had seen her come out of the house 5 times, and 2 or 3 of them were in an ambulance to go to the hospital. She was really sick. But I would do her sidewalk for her when it snowed, and the neighbor that bought the house, he would sometimes do it. Between the 2 of us, we kept her sidewalk plowed during the winter. Looks like a great indoor 10-meter practice range. We're not indoors, man. We're outside. Finally, in Wisconsin. Josh used a cargo net for his. Yeah, my plan was, if I got one, to do the half thing and then put the mesh back there, leave it on the trampoline, and then have it on the ground to catch all the ammo, or to make a loop out of it to catch the ammo. And then if I've got this net from Omega Slings that's coming at 6 foot by 8 foot, hang that up across it, and I should have a pretty darn nice setup at that point. Woo. And you can kind of see from the dog run, there's a couple of T-bar poles, and you can see where the fence picks back up. Those T-bar poles is because the previous owner that I bought it from 35 years ago had a wood-burning stove in the basement, and that's where he piled his wood. And I disconnected it because it was a pretty janky installation, and I didn't trust it, and I was not going to take any chances of burning my new house down. So we had him take it out before he completely moved out. We had him come get the stove because we didn't want it. So I got plenty of these T-bars. I just need to dig them up and get them out of the ground, which won't be hard now that the ground's frozen. And I just need to get one of them pounders. And I've got a friend who's a construction guy that has one. I just need to remind him to bring it to me. And then I'll have a nice little open area there to shoot at, and eventually cut all that fence down and get rid of the dog run completely. Mud bug buddy, how's it going? Thanks for joining. You missed the party. We had 40-something people on earlier. I was shooting my long shot, I was shooting my pickle, I shot my speed thingy, I shot an addy. I believe from my measurements where I'm standing is within a few inches of 10 meters, the competition range. Granted, my targets are low, but it's a nice little practice setup, and I don't have to go to the church, don't have to do it in my basement, and I don't have to worry about hitting the business that's back there behind me. Whew. Got that, I think that's a 40 I just walked. Still so much better with the short draw. So I'll shoot long draw for a while, and then I'll get discouraged and I'll pull this out. Just to remind myself I can still shoot. Oh, the broken house had potential for an indoor 10. I see where you're going with that, except it's going to be torn down. But also, when the lady's daughter came to move all of her junk out, they got a big dumpster and literally filled it like a brick full of trash. Not to mention how many bags of trash he hauled out of there. And the whole time they were doing it, they had to wear respirators. When you walk by the house and the windows are open, it sounds like a bunch of dirty diapers that never got thrown away. I don't even think a squatter would want to move in there. It's that nasty. Hey, Roy, Mr. Long Draw. How's it going, buddy? I'm actually outside on my home range. Home on the range, where the squirrels and the chipmunks play. I made those words up, by the way. If you look around my yard, you might be able to see some down here. One, that's where we've got a lot of trees here, so when they grow up, we don't get much grass. But the squirrels, holy moly, they dig a lot of holes to bury their peanuts. My wife loves the squirrels. No, I'm not going to shoot them. One, I'm in town. I would get in trouble for that. I do shoot the chipmunks. Last fall, there was only one running around, and I think he lives over my neighbor's woodpile. So as soon as he shows his grubby little head, he's going to meet some 8mm steel in the noggin. I took out 6 chipmunks last year. But one, squirrels have to be in season. And my wife feeds them because they're like her pets. We have a small house, no room for animals. We don't have any pets. So the squirrels are her babies. And I have to come out in the morning when the sun comes up and throw a cup of corn and wild feed to them. And then she follows behind and feeds them piles of peanuts. We get 1-pound bags of unsalted roasted peanuts at Walmart for like $2.40 a bag. And she will give them a 1-pound bag every day. There's one that walks around with his back leg up because he can't move it. Every now and then you see one come by that's been injured, either in the mating process or running through a fence or by a hawk that tried to haul him away. But hey, that's the circle of life, man. It's part of the process. So, but we'll have, on a good day, about 45 minutes to an hour after sunrise, you can go on our driveway, and if you can see our driveway right now, it's got a whole pile of peanuts waiting for them on it. There will be 8 to 10 squirrels out there walking around waiting on us. And our recycle bin and trash can are right by the garage in the front. You can't see it from here. And they like to climb up on there, and they look in the back porch window. And they just like stare at you like, are you bringing me any food? I'm waiting on you. Or they climb up on the roof of the garage. They like to walk up to the very tip top of the garage. That's where they like to eat. They like to climb up there, and they'll sit on the edge of the garage roof, and they will look in our back window and our back porch, the entryway, just waiting for us. And there, I'm not kidding, there's been a couple of times I was going downstairs, or I was about to go out and give them some peanuts. I could literally hear them scratching the door. It's like, hey, are you guys in there? So part of our plan is, if the world goes to you-know-where, which is entirely possible the way things are going, we at least got a week or two of food in our backyard. And they're going to be nice, juicy, and fat. And every year we have 1 or 2 mamas that give birth, and the little babies play in the trees up there. And you can see them out our back window or from our bedroom window. When those babies are little, they are so adorable. They're very cute. So we learned not to name them, because when you name them, you get too close to them. So that when they disappear or they die, you're sad for like an hour, maybe a day. There was one that we just fell in love with, and I forget what his name was. We call him Stinky, I think, because right under where his arms were, there was always a different color fur, because like he didn't wear his deodorant or something. And right behind me here, you might have seen it when I walked around, is the stump from an old willow tree, and there was a hole up in it because when we had it cut down, and he would crawl up in there and hang out. And one day we saw him up there, and he just wouldn't move. I think he died up there, and the hawk probably came and got him. I told the people when they cut the tree down, there might be a squirrel carcass up in there. They didn't find it though. Everybody like? Come on, folks. We got 22 people online and only 15 likes. Give me a break. We had 40-something, 50 people on earlier and only 15 likes? Am I that despicable? Roy Longdraw, you probably won't hit a like because you know me too well. Looks like my bottom row of targets are sagging a wee bit. I may have to go adjust them after we're done. I have them strung up on wire with pieces of metal from a bow, from an arrow, to keep them spaced out so they spin better. I probably hit that wire just a few too many times. Boom. You just did it. Evil little babies. I almost stepped on one, so I got a peanut to give him. I got about a foot away and he attacked. Did you get that on video? Because we need to see that. What part of the catapult do you keep aiming for? So what happens, the process of aiming, there's a lot of physics in this, Mr. Ramon. At a plan, Ramon, we're good to go with Ramon. All right, here's how we aim a slingshot. First, or in your words, a catapult, so you might be from over, because I know in Europe they call them catapults, but I like slingshot. You make sure it's perpendicular to the ground, so you don't do this, because if you did this or this, one band is going to have more tension, and it's going to sling the ammo that direction and hit your frame. You can see I've made some mistakes, and my frame has patina on it. All right, so That's that way. I hold it perpendicular to the ground. They call it gangster style because, you know, I'm a gangster. And then when you pull the bands back, I'll see if I can get it on camera. When you pull the bands back, you see how they turn into one right there? Well, the wind's got it now. I messed them up. When they turn into one, okay, then right at the top of the band, right there, I actually have a sight on mine, a fiber optic right there, but right at the top of the band. So if I had my bands, I had smaller bands on, I had them down here, I wouldn't use my fiber optic, I would use the top of the band. I'm sorry, if I had a smaller band that only came to here, I would aim at the top of that band. If all is right and you have those fundamentals down, then it should shoot straight and true. There's a lot more to it. If you're interested, Ramon, if you're interested, check my channel out. I have a series called Slingshot Basics that talks about the different kinds of slingshots, how to aim, how to anchor, the different kinds of bands, pouches, all of that stuff, just to kind of give you an overview and an oversight. If you're interested in getting started, welcome to the rabbit hole is what I would like to say. Yes, and do everything, yeah, in a straight position. You like at our recent tournament, there was a young man that I was helping learn. He was shooting like he was shooting a shotgun, like target shooting. So you stand up nice and straight, feet apart, like you would archery, balanced. And then the part you have to work on is your anchor. They tell you to start off with your mouth for where you put the pouch. And then depending on if you're high or low, and I go over that in my basics videos, you move it up or down until you start hitting center. Okay, and my anchor point's right here. So when you see me shoot, I put it right at the bottom of my cheekbone. Didn't quite hit it. And then for the left, right, when you're pulled back, if I'm just a hair left or right, whichever way you're off, you push the band that way. So if I'm shooting, this might be backwards for you because the camera's flipped, but if I'm shooting to the left, I will ever so slightly move my bands, just that you'll see me do this with my hand while I'm setting up, and that's getting my bands lined up for right where I want them to be. See if I can do it again. Hope that was a good quick lesson and I didn't screw anything up. All right, see now if I want to get my bands, you can see here I'm doing this with my hand. And I really messed that up. I must have flinched at the end. Boom, I hit that target right dead center. Greetings from Holland. That's pretty cool. I think you're my first international visitor, so you get a sticker. Not that I can give you a sticker or anything, but that's pretty awesome. Thanks for popping in. What time is it over there in Holland? It is 2 in the afternoon here in Wisconsin, Midwest, center of the USA. Stupid man. Stop it. Holland, my first, well, oh, I can't say your first foreign. I'm not counting the folks from Canada. From Canada. They're like adopted U.S. people. They're kind of on the same landmass. So to me, international is you got to cross an ocean or you go to South America or something like that. So you're my first big international visitor. Thanks, Ramon, for popping in. Hey, when you check the channel out, make sure to like and subscribe to the videos and stuff. But if you have questions, seriously, look me up and shoot me some messages, and I will help however I can. I like to help people. I like to see people succeed, and one of my giftings is teaching and helping. So feel free to reach out. And there's plenty of people that will help you that know even more than I do. But I just learned 1.5 years ago, so some of the learning stuff is really fresh on my mind. Clock went forward. It's now 9 o'clock in the evening, so it's my bedtime. Does that mean I can go sleep now? Oh, I'm usually in bed at 9:30. I'm an old man. What can I say? For those of you that are hearing the noise, that's my neighbor next door. He's rebuilding his deck that was in bad shape. Yes, feel free to reach out, Ramon. I'm more than happy to help. And there's a lot of folks on here that are better shooters than me that are just a wealth of knowledge as well. So we got a neat little community in the slingshot world rabbit hole to go down that will help you in many, many ways. And the cool thing, Ramon, about this hobby is I also fly RC planes. That's my main hobby. This is my backup, although this is quickly taken over. I fly RC planes, and a basic plane is like $300, $400. Then you got to buy. Then you got batteries, which you have a pile of, and you got a radio. My radio is $400 or $500. We're talking American money here. You have to do your own conversions. It can get expensive. Slingshots. Oh, excuse me. You can make them out of a tree branch. These don't cost you anything except bands. Simple Shot, Scout LT2. This is what I learned on. This is a great, great slingshot. It's made out of composite, plastic, whatever. It's dead accurate. It's as accurate as my nice one. You can get it for under $50 US. Ammo, I buy clay pellets. You get them for dirt cheap online, or we have Walmart here. I buy them. Oh, I said Walmart. The big box store. I buy a bunch of my ammo. If I'm shooting clay from there, I get 1,500 shots for $10. And then I've got steel that I bought online that I'm shooting. I'm shooting 8mm steel. I think right before I went to the tournament in March, or last weekend, I bought 2,000 rounds for under $30. And with the steel, my Catchbox catches them. They fall on the ground, and I got a big magnet. I just go pick them up and reuse them. The bands I'm using, I don't know if he's still on here, but Hawk Slings, his name's Weston Crockett. He sells this elastic. All of my bands I use his pink and his purple. Supposedly the purple is better for standard short draw. They're both 0.45mm. Don't go on that big online place that sells you the China stuff and look at all their, like, this is premium elastic, and they come, no, that's some kind of crappy elastic. This stuff is really good. It lasts for, depending on how you make the bands and how much power you want, anywhere from 200 to 500 shots. And once you're down the rabbit hole, you'll learn to make your own bands. So, like, I'll sit down and I can make 5 in like a half an hour. So these are 0.45. They're very thin. And I believe for my regular short draw, these are about a 6 to 7, under 7 pound pull. So it's very, very light. Whoa, I shot bad there and missed completely. Boom, got it. Robbie, hello, buddy. All right, we've been doing good with the short draw. Let's go back to the long draw and make Mr. Perkins happy. Why do you... Roy, I'm glad I'm not as old as you. You're not far behind, mister. You're not far behind. Oh, here's my long draw. Oh. We're going to have to talk about that. Ramon, what city or place do you live in? I live in Wisconsin, the state of Wisconsin, in a community just south of the capital, Madison. If you go to Chicago and you drive just north and west about 2 hours, you will run into us. We're just north of Chicago. We're probably 45 minutes from the border of Illinois. What do I hunt with this thing? Mr. Car Guy. I don't hunt. I just target shoot because it's fun. First, I'm not a wild game kind of guy. I did get in this so I could control the population of chipmunks on my property, and last year I got 6 of them. So you have to have a license to hunt squirrels in the state that I live in, and in Wisconsin where I live, it is illegal to hunt with a slingshot. So I could not even hunt with this if I wanted to. I do shoot chipmunks because they're not considered game. They're considered pests. And there are no rules for chipmunks. At least that's my story. Anyway, so I do not hunt with these, but I know there's plenty of people that hunt squirrels and rabbits, and Ramon, don't get enamored with this kind of draw. It looks cool, but it's a lot harder, and until you've done it a while, you're not real accurate, and I'm still learning it, so I'm not very accurate. All I ever shoot at's that big target. But some of the folks on here, this is all they shoot is long draw. And I'm only doing half long draw. I'm doing like they call it the butterfly, and I'm only doing half. I go 90 degrees here. But some of them do full butterfly, which I think my bands are long enough. Full butterfly is nuts. Andy Lowe does it, and Hawk Slings does it. Full butterfly, Ramon, for your interest, is here. So you're like, I've done it a couple of times, and boy, that'll whoop the ammo down there. And about half the time I've done it, I hit my frame, which is bad. So I'm not ready to go there. I'm working on the medium. I can do it without killing myself, but I'm not accurate yet. I can hit a few targets, but not consistently like I do with the other. It's a more advanced skill. And now that the tournament that I get to go to in March is over, I'm committed to learning better with this. For those of you that are new on the live, my neighbor is working on his deck. He's rebuilding his deck, so that's the noise you hear. That was high, so I need to adjust. I'm not paying attention because I'm too busy having fun talking to people. That was low, so I know what I need to do. That was the right height, just off to the left. Oh, I thought that was going to be a good one, but I didn't pay attention to my reference point. I can't make it to ECST as much as I'd like to. Weston, I'd love it, but I actually looked, okay, full disclosure, I looked on my calendar at work for that weekend for ECST, just on the whim. Okay, if I don't have anything obligated on my calendar, maybe I can take some time and I'll drive over, even though it's 9.5 hours and I hate driving. What do you know? I got programs every day. I do live webcasting for continuing education. And could I ask off and make my coworker do it? Yeah, but I already unloaded on him for the spring sling. And he had 3 programs to do while I was gone. It's right on the tail end of our second busy season. Our main busy season is September to January, where unless something happens, it's hard to get time off. April, May is our backup because we do continuing education for lawyers so they can keep their license. If they don't get their credits, they go on the naughty list, and they have until January 30th or they go on the naughty list. And if they get on the naughty list, they have till June 1st. So we have another little rush at May. And AIM, I would love to make it to AIM, but that's October, right in the heart of our busiest time. October, November are our 2 of our busiest months. If I tried to ask off for pleasure, then I would get in trouble. Last year, I was out for like 7-10 days in September in the beginning of busy season because my mom passed away, and I had to go to Florida for all of that. And it all worked out okay, but I'm not going to push my luck again on that one. So the Midwest Spring Sling was perfect timing for me. I'd love to go to ECST some year. You know, a few years when I retire and I don't have that work thing getting in the way. And I can say, screw it all. I'm going to go play now, but I'm still a few years away from that. Evidently, according to Roy, though, Mr. Longdraw, I'm a lot closer to that than he is, because he said, I'm glad I'm not as old as you. And I thought Roy was my friend. I thought Roy was my friend. Glad you guys don't laugh at my long draw inaccuracy, because I'm learning it. I'm not good at it yet, but I'm not kissing my face and ripping it open either. To me, that's a victory, because I've drawn blood twice, and I just kind of said, I'm not doing it. I'm just going to stick with the short draw and get really good. Well, now I want to get better at it. Ow. So for all you long draw specialists that can smoke me, I'll get there eventually. You're my best friend. Oh, in the slingshot world, you're up there, Roy. In the slingshot world, you're up there. Between you and Ron Perry, we have a lot of conversations that go a long time on Messenger. Keep aiming at these small targets. I should aim at something I got a chance to hit. I know, aim small, miss small. High, so I need to adjust up. Oh, the wind started fluttering them. The hardest part about trying to make it to a tournament is my stepdad with work. Yeah, when you're a kid, parents kind of take priority sometimes. Don't be scared to touch them bands. It's hard to be consistent without the touch. I do basically touch them just where I can barely feel it. And then with my tweak on the pouch, sometimes it moves them just a millimeter away from my face. If you were my best friend, you would come over right now and wash my house. Well, Roy, you can look at the side of my garage and all the tree debris that's on the ground and the old dog run that's been there for 35 years and untouched. And you can see that yard work and maintenance is not my forte. I'm not one of them people that buys a house and fixes it and sells it and moves on. I've been in this house over 35 years. It's 900 square foot. We bought it as a starter home. We never had kids. We never moved out. And it's paid for. Well, except for that second mortgage fixing my house up last year because everything was falling apart. But we are not house fixer-uppers. We're people that buy a place and live in it. We buy a car and we drive it. It's an old 1.5 story in the middle of town that Zillow says is worth $250,000, and I bet I couldn't get more than $175,000 for it. Need some TLC. We spent $40,000 on it in the last, $35,000 on it in the last year and a half. My goal is to keep the bones good, so whoever moves it, buys it when I move out, when I can't make it up and down the stairs anymore to go to the bathroom at night. Whoever buys it is going to either flip it or they're going to make it a rental. And I just want to keep the bones good enough that they have something good to work with. I maintain everything. That's why I feel like I'm always working. Yeah, I probably should maintain more than I do. Full disclosure, I've replaced the toilet. I know how to do that. I can replace a wax seal. I've replaced a garbage disposal on my sink. Yeah, buddy. What else have I done? I did a linoleum floor in my kitchen years ago. So there. I have maintained. Part of the problem is, too, I don't have all the right tools to do it easily. I would love to have room for a wood shop and build stuff and build frames and junk like that, but there's no room, and technically not money either. I don't make a ton of money at work. I make enough to survive now that the house is paid for, and enough to have a few extra niceties like slingshots. Sorry, the wind has picked up a little bit. Yeah, I know, you long draw people are laughing at me because I ain't hitting diddly poo. Oh, I did get the big target. That makes me happy. I've tried full butterfly, Sam, and I'm not quite ready to be that courageous yet. I've done it a couple of times. I probably tried full butterfly less than 10 times. And when I did it those 10 times, probably 4 of them hit my frame because I didn't have my fundamentals right. And I'm just learning pickle fork or PFS, so there's no way I'm trying that full draw. I know you shoot it. I've seen you shoot it. You do fine. You do good, but I need a little more time. I'm working on the what is it? It's called the long draw or the short medium butterfly. Once I get good with this and consistently hit targets like I do short, then I'll make up a bigger band and start working my way back. I'm not going directly to it. I'm not ready to try that. I will try my PFS again. Let me pull it out. I got this off the free table at the tournament. I was shooting a flipping pickle, and I could not get a good grip that I liked on it. I do a little better with this one. It's not a perfect grip. I'm not completely happy with it. I did order a Josh Hicks piston gapper that I will be getting made in special colors just for me. I have bands probably that are way too long, so it barely gets the target down range. But every time I shoot PFS, if I don't hit the frame and I don't hit my thumb, every shot that I do that, I consider it a victory. That one hit the frame and bounced off and hit something. I have no idea what it hit, but it was over there. And I had my fundamentals right. I had a tweak on the pouch. I had everything right. Nope, I gotta be higher. That was low. See, I'm not very good at this yet. Oh, I hit it. Barely. Barely, I hit it. Wow, I've been on hour and 20 minutes. We got 56 people. How many likes do we have? 22. Come on, people. 22 likes and 56 people on. What's wrong with you folks? Get your crap together. Go like it. Help my algorithms out. I'm trying to get my YouTube channel up to that magic 1,000 mark. I'm at 760 something, so I'm getting there. I'm picking up 10 or 15 a week, which makes me happy. But let's get it up to 1,000, folks. Let's build that number up. Likes and comments help the algorithms, the internets. I've been trying to get my channel monetized for a long time, and I'm getting really close finally. So give me some love there. Let's get it done. If you know anybody that's a sling shooter, that was another frame hit. I saw that one hit somewhere over here. And I was doing everything right. The sit-down slinger. I know who you are. You're Robert, right? You're Roy's buddy. Roy said I was his best friend, but I think Robert is his best friend. Yeah. Don't be scared. Confidence is key. I know confidence is key, but my adventures in the long draw, I've drawn blood on my face twice, And I got my pickle fork for Christmas, my little flippin' pickle. I was trying it and I hit my thumb so hard that it's still sore to this day. And that was over the holidays. So yeah, confidence is a little easier to come by when you're young, and when you get to be my age, things hurt a lot more. Plus, I play guitar, and I need to protect my hands for that stuff. Granted, I don't use my thumb, but I'm very careful with my other 4 fingers. And guitar is music is part of my life, and I lead the music at my church, so I actually absolutely have to stay healthy in that. Oh, I got it. Yee-haw! Wash the house. Sit down, slinger. Dang, it's like I'm starting to get tired. My back's hurting. I'm kind of ready to be done. But dang, I got 40 people online. I never have numbers like that. These are Josh Hicks numbers. I never have more than 15. So I'm just happy and having fun. It's such a nice day out. I get to be outside, so I ain't complaining too much. I don't know where that hit. I think it hit the ground somewhere, even though I was aiming at the right spot. Just need to take my time, I think, and think about what I'm doing. So everybody's watching me online, watching me learn a new skill. For those that know about my channel, I got a series called Slingshot Slow-Mo. And I made a new one yesterday, and I got to do it outside here. So the sun was out, so that means the camera can handle it. It's got better light, so the picture is better. Let's just say it was really cool. Let's just say it was really cool. Push through the pain. All right, Mr. Long Draw Smarty Butt. You said you're not as old as me. That means I'm old. Because you ain't no young puppy either. Push through the pain. You get to be as old as me. It ain't no fun. All right, here's the scoop. I'm going to make my best effort on this pickle fork, especially since I ordered a $100 custom frame from Josh Hicks. I can shoot long draw without hurting my Sunday. Well, somebody said, beautiful Sunday. I think that's a song. Yeah, I can shoot long draw with my LT2 with my simple shot sling. Have no problems. I just need to work on my accuracy, and that will come with time and practice. Hope another frame hit. And I had everything right. I had the tweak and everything. Checking my bands. But the PFS, do I want to learn it? Yes. Am I so determined that I will learn it or I will hurt myself trying? No. I want to learn it because it's cool. But I can eventually draw the line and say, I just can't do this. I'll be happy with long draw and short draw. But I'm giving it the college try, and I ordered a nice frame. It's my motivation. But I'm afraid to use the nice frame to shoot on because I don't want to blow it up and make it ugly. You've not shot yourself yet. Well, consider yourself lucky, bud. I guess us old dogs take longer to learn, and we learn a lot harder than the young ones do. You will shoot yourself. You'll make a mistake one day. And it won't feel good. It happens to all of us. Something goes wrong or something breaks or the wind picks up and messes it up at the last second. Something will happen. It's enough of that thing. Let's go back to something I can shoot. You're right. When it does, it's going to hurt because you do the full butterfly. Yeah, Long Draw's already shot his cheek. I drew blood twice. One time because I didn't know what I was doing. And then another time that I did it, I was practicing and I pulled back and my hand slipped before I was in place and it just went, just ripped the side of my face. And that's when I said, I'm done. Not doing that anymore. Not doing that. But I'm back and I can do it. I'm just not accurate with it. One of these days when I'm not on a live, I will spend the serious time to focus and start dialing it in. But I like the lives too much because I like to hang out with people. Just too much fun. Wait till you guys see my next slow-mo though. It's pretty awesome. I'm still looking for ideas. Almost knocked you out. See, if you'd have been old like me, Roy, probably would have knocked you out. Man, I'm not hitting squat. Man, I'm just getting tired. When you shoot that piston, shoot clay and you'll cry when you hit. Yeah, that's going to be my thing when I get the piston. I have a whole bunch of clay ammo and I will set up something and be shooting that with clay because I don't want to mess it up because it is a pretty slingshot. Oh, can't see it, but there's a squirrel over there getting a peanut. Run! Oh, there we go. I will say I like Mr. Sam's setup with that trampoline setup. Once the weather's a little better here, I keep my eye on the marketplace for trampoline people are giving away. I just got to figure out how to disassemble it because I have no power tool, so it could take forever to disassemble all those bolts and nuts. And then I got to haul it, and all I have is a Kia Soul and a Hyundai Sonata, so I don't know if it'll even fit everything in there. Pretty sure it will because they come in boxes, so I can just pile everything in and organize it and bring it home. But my plan is to maybe put a trampoline there. And then all my neighbors are going to think I got a junkyard outside my house. Although my neighbor that way, before he died, he literally had a junkyard. The city, he actually put a fence up so the city couldn't see it. That way they wouldn't tell him to keep telling him to move his crap. He had a lawn service company. He was an older guy. And he had a couple of those nice stand-behind mowers. And he had a trailer, and he had 3 Suburbans. They all parked in the street. 3 Suburbans. 3 of them. And I asked him why. He said, because on any given day, one of them will start. His son lives in the house now. He passed away a couple years ago. He's had Alzheimer's. I've been so long here in this house. So long, all the neighbors have died. Jeffrey Sims, you like seeing people are like me? You talking about old? Roy's already called me old, Mr. Longdraw. So today I'm old, people. Anybody want to guess the age? Ooh, you know it's summer, or the weather's nice in Wisconsin when you see motorcycles out. And one just went by down the main drag over there. Ooh, I hit the Ron Perry spinner and nailed it. Oh, missing the target. I get to, okay, funny, Jeffrey. I get it. People are like me, missing the target. I do my fair amount of, I'm shooting my short draw now, which I am much more accurate at, but I've been shooting all kind of stuff today. So I'm kind of all over the place. If I stop and focus on this, I will do better. I'm shooting at that rubber chicken from Simple Shot. For those of you who haven't heard, since there's a bunch of you on there, I'm at least 29. Yeah. Let's just put it this way, as my aunt taught me to say, I'm 46 and dyslexic. Because she tells people she's only 68 and dyslexic. So I'm 46 and dyslexic. For those that came on late, my big news, as soon as they get the paperwork done and officially fixed up and links made up, I will be a Simple Shot affiliate. So you will be able to use a link from my website or provided on my channel. You'll be able to use a link and buy your stuff from Simple Shot, and I get a small commission for promoting the brand and loving the company. I mean, I'm happy I bought a Josh Hicks piston, but honestly, I am Simple Shot guy to the core. You're at least 29. Boy, that makes me feel good. I am definitely at least 29. That was weird. I think that was a 1/4 inch. Must have been a piece of steel from the tournament snuck into my bag. Jeffrey, were you at the Midwest Spring Sling? There's still people I met that I can't remember their names. So there's a lot of people I learned names and got down, but there's a lot of people it was overwhelming. I've got my YouTube channel, everybody sees me, so they know me easy, but it's hard learning all the new names. Boy, that bottom row of targets is sagging pretty bad. All right, who said something naughty? Oh, Sam, you're funny, buddy. Sam's comment got blocked. It says, you look like you're 69. And I guess they didn't like that number. At least it wasn't 67. That'd drive me nuts. But evidently the YouTube robots didn't like him saying that I look like I was 69. Like I said, I'm 46 and dyslexic. Yeah, my bottom row of targets is hurting bad. I have plowed through some ammo. Down to 29 people. I think, folks, I'm going to take a few more shots and start closing this thing down. I'm getting tired. I'm not shooting well anymore. I've been on 1 hour and 40 minutes, which is cool. But I've been told I look like I'm 69. I've been told I'm older than somebody who is no spring chicken themselves. So, got 20th. Got 20th. Here comes a friend of mine from across the street. Yeah. Come on over. I'm actually on YouTube Live with people. I'm on YouTube Live with people from the Slingshot community. No, you can come on over. You can be on the video if you want. No, I got 20th place out of about 42 in the pro division. So I wanted a 2 as my first digit, and I achieved it. People watching just, yeah, I know. I do that a lot too on lives. Because a lot of the lives that Josh and Andy do are during the day when I'm working, because while I'm old, people, I still have to work, and I'm not old enough to say screw work. So if there's nothing going on, I will put some of their lives on my phone off to the side of my computer, and just kind of follow the comments. If I'm able to, if I don't have to focus on something really intense, I will turn the volume up and leaving a comment now and then. But I know 28 people. We had as high as 50 something. That was a new record for me. So I appreciate everybody's eyeballs today very much. Thank you, thank you. But yes, soon I will have an affiliate link for Slingshot. So if you buy something from them, I'll get a small commission on it, make a buck here and there, probably reinvest it into more Slingshot stuff, more Slingshot stuff. I did come back from the tournament and order some 1632 tubes for speed shooting. I got my speed shooter that was on the free table. It was marked $5 and somebody threw it on there. It's a pulley slingshot and actually it works pretty good. I just don't shoot it very well yet. So I'm going to be working on that. Look out, Andy Lowe. I'm coming after you, buddy. 200 shots today. Jeff, I bet I'm up because I've been on here for so long. I'm probably well over 300 by now. How's this new mic sound? I got a new mic. It seems to be all right. Nobody's complaining. Ooh, got the Ron Perry spinner. That's where I buy my steel. That online place that delivers toys from China in a little blue truck. I think I bought 2,000 rounds for under $30. And the people that sponsored the tournament, the Midwest Spring Sling, PGN Bearings, they actually have slingshot ammo. And their prices were very good. And next time I need some, I will probably order from them because I know that's a good American company, even if they are buying from China. But they supported the tournament, so it would be good to support them, except I'd already bought my ammo when I found out about it. But yeah, check out PGN Bearings. They're a U.S. company. And their price for slingshot ammo was very competitive. And you're helping an American company who sponsors our hobby. Oh, I got the 20 millimeter spinner. Dude. I've never counted either, Roy. I'm just going by how heavy my bag is, and it's almost empty. And I'm pretty sure there was 300 or 400 rounds in there from the tournament. I'm trying to hit that little 10 millimeter spinner just to prove I'm actually a decent shot. That was close. You know, aim small, miss small. That's what they say anyway. I think I told people at the tournament, a couple people, on my channel when I first started it, well, I started the slingshot section. I wanted to do a video about aim small, miss small, about dialing it in. So what I did is I would aim at my 40 millimeter target and take 10 shots and count how many hits I had. Then I would aim at a really tiny target, like a 10 or a 20 millimeter for 10 shots. Doesn't matter if I hit it or not. Then I would go back to the 40 millimeter target. And in theory, according to science, I should hit the 40 millimeter more times after I went and shot the small one. And every time I did it, I hit it less. So there's that. You have a baseball counter. Yeah, but that'd just be another thing I got to remember to do. Shoot, click. Maybe if I had one down on my foot, I could just click it with my foot. That'd be kind of okay. All I know is over the winter, I was shooting clay in my basement in my Catchbox, and also shooting clay out my back door at the old dog run over there. You can see part of it. I probably went through 5 or 6 containers from Walmart of 1,500 shots. Easily. Oh, we're down 18 people. Oh, I hit the 20, made her spin. Can I hit that 10? Only going to take a couple more shots, folks. We're going to call it a day. Excuse me. Thought I was Can Vandal there for a minute. Yeah, my hold hand is not very steady anymore. I bet I don't have 50 rounds left in my pouch. Oh, I hit that little 10. Boom, and span that sucker like a baby. Roy, I'm funny. I am small. I miss. You crack me up, buddy. That's why we're such good friends. Anyway, I think I'm done putting a cough drop in because it was in my bag and I felt like it. There's hardly anything left in there, folks. There's maybe 50 shots, but I've probably done at least 300 today. So anyway, thanks for tuning in, man. We had a peak of like 50, so that was awesome. Stay tuned. I just released the Slingshot tournament recap from last weekend, and I've got the RC plane is on the end of that video, and I'm releasing another video that is just the RC plane, and I'm going to throw that up on the RC plane website so the people on their different channels, so those people can enjoy it, especially the company that makes the plane. They have a very active group. And then I've got one where I interviewed Dallas Martin, the guy that won the amateur division, and it was just a really neat story that I wanted to get out there. Really talks up Simple Shot a lot. I kind of like to wait until Simple Shot gets my affiliate link set up so I can promote that as well on that video. So that will be coming shortly. But I had a good time. I got to be outside, which is the best part about today. So thanks for watching, everybody. Keep on slinging until next time. Don't hit yourself, Sam. And Roy, finish cleaning your house, man. Talk to you later, guys.